Are you a small business owner wondering what the difference is between bookkeeping and accounting? Or are you wondering what the duties of an accountant and or bookkeeper are and how they can help your small business? Well, in this presentation, I'm going to talk about the difference of accounting and bookkeeping activities, the duties or task of each role, and when or if you should hire an accountant or bookkeeper for your small business. So, what is bookkeeping? Bookkeeping includes the recording, storing, and retrieving of financial transaction for a business. And we're just going to stop there at business because the purpose of this presentation is to focus more on bookkeeping for small business. So, bookkeeping can also relate to nonprofit and individual, but we're going to stop there at business. So, what does the bookkeeping duties include? Well, bookkeeping duties include recording of financial transactions, that's money coming in and out, storing those financial transactions, and retrieving financial transactions. And we'll get more into the specific duties on the next slide. Okay, so here are some of the tasks that a bookkeeper could perform. Doesn't necessarily mean that they will. It definitely depends on the level of experience for a bookkeeper or an accountant specialization. Um, However, these are the things, these are the tasks that a bookkeeper could perform: documentation and organization. Documentation would be scanning and organizing receipts, invoices, and other financial documents electronically for easy retrieval and record keeping purposes. Organization, okay, would include setting up a systematic filing system for financial documents, ensuring they are organized, categorized by date and transaction type. This helps facilitate efficient access and retrieval of documents when needed. Verifying balances. This would include reconciling your bank statements or credit account statements with your accounting records to ensure that the balances agree, and then identifying any discrepancies that need to be investigated and correcting those discrepancies. Coding. A bookkeeper could assign an appropriate account code or category to each transaction based on the nature of the transaction. This is very important as it relates to analyzing your financial reports and for maximizing your tax deductions. You would want to definitely break out your different types of expenses, different types of revenue in order to accurately analyze your financial reports and make sure that all the records are correct. Reporting. Bookkeeper could generate monthly, quarterly, or annual financial reports such as income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements. This helps provide insight into the business's financial performance and helps facilitate decision making. Contract management, negotiation, procurement go hand in hand. Now, these are some duties that some businesses may, depending on the size of the business, depending on the type of business, may handle this on their own. They may be the best fit for this. However, bookkeepers sometimes handle these duties as well. Contract management included tracking contracts, agreements, and commitments related to vendors, customers, or service providers. They are ensuring compliance with terms and conditions and managing renewal and termination dates of the contract. They could also negotiate the terms and conditions of the contract, which would include pricing with vendors or suppliers to secure favorable terms, discounts, or payment terms that benefits the business's financial position. In line with that, the bookkeeper could also assist with procurement that includes sourcing suppliers, obtaining quotes or bids, negotiating contracts, processing purchase orders and invoices for goods or services that are purchased by the business. All right. Um, this may not be applicable to all businesses, but sales tax, payroll processing, can also be performed by the bookkeeper. Sometimes these are actually outsourced by a specialist. However, a bookkeeper could calculate, collect, and remit sales taxes on your behalf to the appropriate tax authorities in compliance with state and local regulations, which may involve tracking your taxable sales, applying the appropriate tax rates, and filing your sales tax returns. They could also help with payroll processes and reporting, which would include calculating your wages, deductions, and taxes, issuing paychecks or direct deposits, and preparing payroll tax filings and reports. Income taxes. Income taxes involve preparing and filing annual income tax return for business, ensuring compliance with federal, state, and local tax laws, and identifying tax saving opportunities and deductions to minimize the business's tax liability. Often, income taxes or income tax preparation is done by someone who specializes in tax preparation and planning, which is not always the bookkeeper or accountant. It just, again, depends on the level of experience of the bookkeeper and accountant. And typically, these functions are handled separately or outsourced for most small businesses. I would say, it's very beneficial to actually have a separate person prepare the taxes than does the bookkeeping, as it helps with ensuring accuracy, a second eye on the information in order to review it and make sure it's accurate. So typically the income tax function or tax preparation function is handled by at minimum an accountant, but a tax specialist, a CPA, an EA. Um, and then finally, 1099 filings. A bookkeeper can help issue Form 1099 to independent contractors or freelancers who have provided services to the business, tracking payments made to them throughout the year, and then filing the Form 1099 with the IRS and or state tax agencies as required. Each of these tasks play a crucial role in maintaining accurate financial records, ensuring compliance with regulations, and providing valuable insight into the business's financial health and performance. Please like, share, or subscribe. We are not done, but just want to send you a reminder to do that. You can comment, ask any questions as applicable. There will be more videos to come, so definitely would love for you to subscribe. This is just a high level overview of the difference between accounting and bookkeeping tasks, but there'll be more detailed videos to come. Accounting is the process of recording, summarizing, and analyzing financial transactions of a business. So the bookkeeper does some recording, right? But they also retrieve and store the data. The accountant would record or make any adjustments to that data, but they would primarily be responsible for summarizing and analyzing that data. Primary responsibilities of the accountant: reviewing financial statements, performing account analysis. Those are the two primary duties. And then reviewing the financial statements and analyzing the account properly helps develop business strategy. It helps the business management, the business owner, make strategic decisions for the business. Okay. And so overall, this slide here actually helps show visually the difference of bookkeeping and accounting duties. There is some overlap depending on, again, the level of experience and expertise of the accountant or the bookkeeper. They both could do the monthly reports or generate the monthly reports, handle payroll processing and reporting, and potentially perform tax prep, as I mentioned, which typically would probably be outsourced by someone else. But what is clear is that the accountant is performing more of a high level analytical review, and the bookkeeper is doing more of the record keeping and storing. So, high level analysis at the end of the year and business strategy is the key components and the key difference of being a bookkeeper versus an accountant. And then this is just a quick summary of the frequency of the accounting tasks. Some of these tasks could be performed more often or less often, just depending on the complexity of your business or the type of business or what your business goals are. But this is just some key tasks and their frequency, such as daily checking cash position, recording transactions could probably happen daily, document and file receipts may or may not happen daily, reviewing unpaid bills from vendors, paying vendors could be monthly or weekly. It probably would depend on when the bill is due, right? So maybe they're due every 30 days, so you're only looking at you're only looking at it maybe monthly. Maybe you're looking at it more often because the bills are due upon receipt. Again, that just is going to depend. Um, Preparing and sending invoices, reviewing projected cash flow under weekly. Some things that I think that stand out that there is no choice be due to tax regulations or regulations and compliance would be quarterly. If sales tax payments are due, generally they're due quarterly if there's applicable to your business. Estimated taxes due on a quarterly basis. Annual taxes, completions of W-2s, and 1099 forms are generally due on an annual basis. So these are some things to consider as it relates to the task and how often the frequency is performed. Now, how do you choose? You may be asking, do I need an accountant? Do I need a bookkeeper? Well, it depends, right? It depends on the complexity, as I mentioned before, of your business. And the next slide will get into a little bit more or simplify your thoughts as of now. When you're in the early or startup stage of your business, you may not need a bookkeeper. If you have simple transactions, such as simple invoicing, low volume, no inventory, no payroll. That may be simple for you to do yourself. If you have a basic knowledge of accounting and kind of familiar with it, or you're using an accounting software, which is helpful, you may be able to handle those transactions on your own when you first start up, because you also have to think about cost. When you're starting up a business, it's expensive, some of the startup costs, and adding a bookkeeper or an accountant to that may be costly. It may not be worth it. Again, it just all depends. However, as it relates to setting up the business structure, you may want to reach out to accountant, CPA, or business lawyer to help set up the structure of your business and be aware of what compliance laws come with that setup of your business. Um, in a growth stage, as you start growing, your transactions maybe become more complex. Maybe you had low or minimum inventory if you sell products, and now you have a higher amount, lots more SKUs. If you hire an employee or more than one employee, or even more contractors or 1099 independent contractors, your transactions may become more complex, and you may feel the need to outsource your bookkeeping tasks. Um, as well as any tax planning and compliance, you should be interested at a growth stage in hiring an accountant, CPA, or an EA, which is an enrolled agent for the IRS that may be able to help you with tax planning and compliance. Because again, as your business grows, as your business becomes more profitable, then tax man is coming for you, right? As your business becomes more profitable, you're going to owe more taxes. So you want to find all the ways, strategy wise, to reduce the amount of taxes owed, which is why it's recommended in a growth stage to use an accountant, a CPA, or EA, someone that could actually help you plan strategically for the tax season in order to reduce your taxes or your tax liability. And then in a mature stage, most definitely, you should have someone day to day managing your financial transaction and records. That's on a daily basis. And then on a high level for financial analysis, tax planning, and strategic advice, an accountant, a CPA, or an EA. And maybe one accountant could handle all of it, that day to day, and the high level analysis. Typically, it probably be two separate people, maybe a junior level accountant and then a higher level accountant or CPA that would be reviewing the financial transactions and records and then performing an analysis on that information, taking that information and then planning the business's strategy and tax obligations. And that's it. Thank you. Please like, share, or subscribe. There's more videos to come. Scan the QR code if you want to schedule a free discovery call. I'm happy to answer any questions. Again, they're free. We do offer accounting and tax services. And if we feel that, if you feel we're a good fit or you feel that we are a good fit, and you're in one of those stages where you just don't have the time to do it, you don't understand maybe the bookkeeping and accounting and tax requirements, then definitely we are here to help. Have a great day.